Over the years, I have acquired a collection of Lego trains and want to find out which is the best one. You can't do it just by looking at it though. I mean, look at this one. The aero design is pretty cool. It has some lights. The front is built like a tank made out of frozen beef, but it's heavy and it's tall. There has to be a way to statistically measure which train is the best, right? But by which metric? Well, if you're an investor and want to know which one has appreciated the most, then congrats, it's this one. That wasn't much fun though, was it? So I've decided to measure train superiority in two categories. Speed, because going fast is fun, and durability, because crashing and seeing things crash is also fun. Please don't tell this to my insurance adjuster. Now let's meet the contestants. We have the White Passenger, Green Cargo, Emerald Knight, Red Passenger, Maersk, Red Cargo, Yellow Cargo, and the Horizon Express. For the test, I'll be using just the engines to keep it fair, because these sets come with various amounts of cars. The lone exception being the Emerald Knight, because it keeps its batteries in a car behind it. Now I know this is by no means a complete list of all the Lego trains, I'm not even touching the 9 volts, but these are just the ones I have. Of those, there are some slight differences in how these trains run. Most of them in the group have this motor and a pack of 6 AAA batteries connected to it. The Green Cargo and White Passenger have a similar motor, but run off of 6 AA's and have a different controller. The really odd one is the Emerald Knight, which has 6 AA's, but turns an axle attached to gears to make the train run. Now that the competitors are better known, on to the test, with the first one being speed. Points will be scored in descending order. First place gets 8 points, second place gets 7 points, last place gets 1 point, etc. The track is designed with an equal number of straights and curves, and the start and end is marked with the switch track. Each train will do 7 laps, and its second fastest time will be used. This is done to help ensure a quick, trigger-happy lap time from me doesn't skew the results. And here are the results, with the fastest train being the Green Cargo. Trains that were fast in a straight line didn't necessarily do well on turns. After all, it had to complete the lap for it to count. The quicker trains were typically longer and had a lower center of gravity. These weren't professionally timed or anything, I might as well warn, and I did my best to keep these accurate, but most of them you can just tell. Now it's time for the durability test, where I'll send 2 trains head-on into each other and score the damage. Each train will run this twice, for a perfect total score of 8 added to the points the train earned previously in the speed test. Each run will be scored on a 4-point scale. 4 points if it doesn't look like it was touched at all after the hit, 3 if there's some minor damage, but it still runs, 2 if there's noticeable damage or it has been partially knocked off the track, and 1 if it looks like it met a weed whacker or was knocked off the track entirely. 1 collision matchup will come from each category. Each train will face one that currently has between 5 and 8 points, and one that has between 1 and 4 points. For instance, the currently leading Green Cargo will hit the Yellow Cargo and Emerald Knight based on its ranking, and the Red Cargo would face the Maersk and the White Passenger, and so on. Some things will be modified for this portion. If a train has magnets in the front, they'll be removed. If a train has lights, they'll still be plugged in but placed away from the front, or in the case of the Green Cargo, just flip the train engine around. These things are done because I expect there to be pieces after impact. I just want to make sure I can put those pieces back together. So, let's see some damage. And now that the competition's over, the results are in. The highest possible score a train could have is 16, and the winner is the green cargo with 15 points. Its heavy base kept it glued to the track on corners and together when hit. Also, can I just say how much better these controllers are? They respond quicker, which allowed me to gun it more on the straightaways for just a bit longer. And I may be an adult, but this is still fun. The yellow cargo came in second with its Menace Bean corners, and the red cargo and Maersk split third place. The white passenger was not fast and couldn't take a hit, while the red passenger was just faster. So now that this information is known, what changes? I don't know. I do know that I have a little bit more respect for you, and you kinda statistically suck now, but you're still my favorite.